World-class jewelry designer Susan Fiedler is the creator of the F Cancer Embrace Life bracelet. It has become an elegant talisman with a defiant phrase with a subtle message that gives the finger to cancer. Susan is an F Cancer Embrace Life ambassador. She's a cancer survivor, an entrepreneur, and philanthropist. It is my pleasure to welcome Susan Fiedler to Studio 4 to tell us more.
Thank you, Fanny. What a nice introduction. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Well, it's so nice to finally meet you because, as you know, I am also a survivor, and I have one of those bracelets.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to me, I must say. It's so beautiful, it's powerful. You know, even if we can't say the word on television, we know what the word is. How did it come together for you? Why?
Well, it was interesting because when I went through my own cancer diagnosis, you know, I was looking for some way to express what I was going through. And I had seen someone else's bracelet, a friend of mine who had a bracelet from India that was from a mosque and had protective phrases from the Quran on it. And I thought, wow, what a lovely idea. I would like to make myself a bracelet like this. And believe it or not, you know, this is the first phrase that came to mind. So I made the bracelet for myself, and a few people started to see it, and a doctor friend of mine wanted one, and at that point I realized, wow, you know, this could start a lot of conversations. I could raise funds with this for a cause. I could do all kinds of things with it.
Sure, and you did have the jewelry making skills.
That's right. That's
that
right.
helped.
That's right.
Take me back to your cancer diagnosis. Not good news for you at first.
Yeah, I had a fairly dire diagnosis initially. It was most likely a stage 4 diagnosis, which, as you know, there is no stage 5. So in the time between receiving my initial diagnosis and the actual staging, you know, I spent, as you know yourself, I mean, it's an incredibly stressful time, and, you know, I had to look back on my life and had I lived it in the way I wanted, and, you know, when it became clear that I was incredibly fortunate to have received actually a wrong diagnosis. In a sense, it was a stage 1 diagnosis, which is treatable. You know, it gave me a real time to think about what I wanted to do.
And the stage 1 is a blessing. I had stage 1, you had stage 1, we both had below the waist. That's a little hard to talk about sometimes. But yours was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma?
That's right, yes, yes.
Treatment, radiation?
Radiation and surgery.
And surgery?
Yeah.
And now you're cancer-free. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And, you know, during that time, I was treated by, you know, the BC Cancer Agency and my own doctor, and of course I was treated by Inspire Health, which was the integrated cancer care clinic that I went to during my treatment, and you know, that's how I got the idea to use the bracelet to raise funds for them.
Really, at Inspire Health?
Yeah. Yeah, I was so impressed with the care that I received there.
Well, it combines alternative care and traditional care, and the naturopath works with the oncologist, and it makes so much sense because I'm sure you did what I did. Suddenly straighten the life out, eat the raw food, go to more yoga. I did kinetic therapy, anything I could think of that would make me healthier.
Well, that's right. You want to advocate for yourself, and, you know, I did the same thing. I wanted to just avail myself of every possible alternative therapy, but the reality is not all alternative therapies are right across the board, you know, and so at Inspire Health I really received great information about what was right for me.
When did you start designing jewelry?
I started really early on in my 20s. I worked for a company in Florida. I started out making feather roach clips and selling them on the beach.
Oh, fine.
Toe rings on a blanket, that kind of thing. And I gradually worked my way up to stringing bead necklaces and then doing the buying for this company in Asia and Mexico. And I started my own company when I was 24, doing my own designs, and it just sort of took off from there.
Entrepreneurs in your background, starting your own company, 24 years old. I know your dad's in the music biz.
That's right, Bernie Fiedler. So I learned very early on about how to wheel and deal, and my mother's an artist, so I had a really great combination of skills to draw on.
Sure, creative genes. What does Dad do exactly?
He's in the music business behind the scenes, so he's in management. He works with Gordon Lightfoot, and he's been a nightclub owner, a record label owner. He owned True North Records, which is one of our famous independent record labels here in Canada.
Well, I'm sure we've met. I'm sure we've met somewhere along that road, and I bet you grew up listening to Uncle Gordon sing.
Of course, yes. and my mother owned the Soft Rock here on 4th Avenue. Do you
you're
remember
kidding?
that? Yeah.
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's an artist.
That's
a
right.
weaver.
She's a weaver, yes, yes. Yeah, and she's a big fan of your show. While she's weaving all day, she watches it 2 or 3 times, so.
And you didn't just say that.
No, it's
true.
true.
No, it's the truth. Yeah. Oh, good. And I bet she has one of these.
She does, she does, yes. So
well, the great thing about this bracelet is it's so subtle you do not know what it says.
that was the idea.
So you're not like blasting it out there, F Cancer. It just looks like a beautiful bracelet with flowers. I first saw one on Erica Pantages, who's also an artist.
Yeah.
And I said, that's so beautiful. She said, look closer. Look really close. And then you figure it out. But that's why it's really elegant.
Thank you.
Inside, now you have Embrace Life. Very powerful words and different print.
That's right. I wanted to add that as I moved further along in my journey. You know, I wanted to encourage people to embrace life as I am, and I felt that adding it into the bracelet was an important detail.
No kidding about that. So your creative genes have been well spent.
Yes, thank you.
How about celebrities? How'd you meet Sarah McLachlan? Do you go back as kids or what?
No, but we do go back as friends, and I've worked with her for about 15 years creating the jewelry for her tours.
Oh, for Lilith.
That's right, that's right. And I used to go out with a guy in her band, and so...
You see? And then she married a guy in her band, as I recall.
Well, yeah, they're good guys.
They're good guys. Okay.
So Sarah then gave one of the bracelets. She was super supportive of my initiative right from the beginning, because of course she has lost friends and family to cancer. Yes. And she then gave one of the bracelets to Brett Wilson, who is a 2-time cancer survivor, and he really embraced the cause. And you know, not a day goes by before somebody says to us, we've heard the bracelet from Brett, who then gave a bracelet to Lisa Ray, and you know, as your friends gave you a bracelet, people like to give it. People like to give the bracelet. Well,
Lisa Ray was here when she was just after she'd done the movie Water, I think.
That's right.
But she has multiple myeloma, or had multiple myeloma, and has just kicked that.
Yeah.
But beautiful, magnificent. Again, powerful woman with a powerful bracelet on her arm. But it's important to have celebrities embrace something like this.
Yes.
For a good cause, because part of the money goes to cancer prevention, right, or to cancer funding.
To patient care, to
patient
Inspire
care,
Health.
to Inspire Health.
I've now raised $100,000 for Inspire Health by donating $50 from the sale of each bracelet. So, I mean, I'm very proud of that.
Well, pinch yourself, girl. Why not? When we come back, we'll talk about the Bare Naked Ladies, because one of them has an F. I'm being so careful not to say the word, you know, F Cancer bracelet.
Yes.
After this, Susan Fiedler.